This video probably be around 10 minutes long. I don't want to make this one too long because we pretty much know what is going to happen now. From this point on, we know what's going to happen. We're going to possibly have an epic NBA Finals. Okay, like I was saying in my previous video, these players are going to get enough rest. Okay, assuming these are sweeps now, maybe possibly winning one game, these players are going to get at least 4 days rest. Okay, so you could just imagine, like I was saying, okay, now we go back to that Houston series, and if that gets to a game 7, okay, look how much more conflict that would have brought to the scheduling. Okay, and then you could assume that these, say for instance, these would have gotten to a game 6. All right, that wouldn't have left any more room. Okay, so these players are going to get at least 4 days rest now. Okay, so that's not enough room. Just like I said in my, I don't want to keep repeating that, but it's true. Not enough rest, not enough rest for the NBA Finals. So Popovich last game, they asked him, is Kawhi a concern for long term? Is his health a concern long term? And he said that's part of it. Okay, so, and he said he's not ready to play. So if that's part of it, what's the other reason? What's the other reason for him not playing? Okay, if he's not ready and it's concerning him long term, what is the other reason? And you could take a look at the interview here. I'm not going to show it, but he said that it's part of it. So I'd like to know what the other reason is. Okay, so the other reason to me is that the league is fulfilling the script. Okay, they want us to have, they want the people to get what they want, which is the Cleveland and Golden State series. Okay, so that is why they're holding out these players. And I think that this is, the Spurs Golden State is a little different than the Boston Cleveland series, because of the fact that I think it's just two different situations. I think Popovich already knows that the league is scripted, controlled, if you want to say. So he's holding out Kawhi because he's kind of like sending a message. Because anyways, I don't think, even with Kawhi in, I don't think San Antonio would have had a legitimate shot to beat Golden State anyways. That's just me. But you never know, okay? Because the league could be afraid of Popovich, okay? Because he has done the unthinkable before. And every year, the Spurs are that team where nobody expects them to do anything, okay? They're old. They're an old team, and yet somehow they're always there, okay? So, but this year, I just think Golden State was so overmatched, so much superior to San Antonio, that I think San Antonio would have lost to them anyways, even with Kawhi. But maybe the league is scared of Popovich. Maybe they don't. They want to be 100% certain and hold out Kawhi because they're afraid of San Antonio possibly upsetting Golden State. Who knows what the reason was, but I know for a fact that there's something going on, whether you want to, whatever situation it is, whatever agenda they're trying to push, there's something there. But with the Boston and Cleveland series, this is a totally different situation. I think they're purposely holding out Isaiah Thomas because I think Boston, before the series started, okay, before they started controlling the game, and before they went down 2-0, I think Boston with Isaiah could have possibly upset Cleveland, okay? I think they had a better chance to upset Cleveland than the San Antonio Golden State, because Boston is a lot similar to Washington, and a lot of people were saying Washington could give Cleveland a better fight. And I thought Boston was a better team than Washington. They moved the ball around a lot. So the probability of Boston upsetting Cleveland before the series started, and with a healthy Isaiah Thomas, I think there was a possibility that Boston could have matched up against Golden State, and that's just me. Okay, I think that was a real possibility that that could have happened, and the league didn't want to do that because they wanted the Golden State Cleveland series to fulfill. You know, they wanted that script, they wanted that matchup. Okay, so Golden State, we're gonna have Golden State and Cleveland, no doubt about it. Uh, they're gonna get 4 to 5 days rest, and we're gonna have an epic finals now, and this could be it. You know, this could be the matchup the last matchup we're gonna see between Golden State and Cleveland. Okay, because I don't see where they go from here. You know, if they continue this matchup with them, who knows? But I think this will bring the most ratings. Okay, just like they do with any other competition. You know, like boxing with the McGregor Nate Diaz fight. Okay, remember that one? Uh, they wanted McGregor to tie that match with Nate Diaz so they can get to an epic third match. Okay, which never happened, but they wanted that. They were initially planning that in the beginning. Okay, so because he was fighting down in class, and they didn't want to. They made the excuse that he didn't want to get injured. He didn't want to injure him or whatever. But there was that hype, the beginning of it, that hype that we were possibly going to get to that point. Okay, and it happens. It happens in every sport. Okay, it happens in every sport because that's what draws attention. That's how they get revenue. That's how they make money. Okay, so that's basically what I had to say on that topic. Now, I appreciate all the comments that I got and all the positive feedback that I got on my last video last week about the Houston Rockets. Really appreciate that. So, you know, maybe some people are starting to open their minds a little bit and realize that these games are possibly controlled. You know, but we're still not there yet because of the fact that there's a lot of people too emotionally attached to these leagues, too emotionally attached to sports, and that is why they don't want to open their minds and I don't want to say believe, but realize that these games are controlled or a possibility of them being controlled. Because I just want to show you here, but we're not there yet. Okay, so because when you type in rigged on YouTube, look how many results we're gonna get about people discussing rigged sports or debating about rigged sports. Look how many results, 1,820,000. And yeah, that seems like a lot, but in terms of the US and YouTube, which is a huge platform where people search, okay, that is not a lot of results. Okay, so that tells me there's not enough people talking about it. And until we start getting people to talk about it, start sharing these videos, start sharing other people's videos, that's when they're going to have no choice but to change it up. And that's when we're going to start to get more real sports out there. And they're going to have no other reason but to change it. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. Until then, we're still not going to get our names out there, and people are not going to talk about it. Okay, because notice how the flat earth theory has become so prevalent in terms of them talking about it, media exposure. Okay, you type in flat earth on YouTube here, and look how many results we're going to get just from people discussing it. Okay, 4,960,000 results. That's 3 times more than typing in rig, because nobody wants to talk about rig sports. That's it. You know, everybody's talking about the flat earth theory, whether it's flat, whether it's a globe. Okay, because people aren't that emotionally attached to something like this. Okay, the flat earth theory. Okay, not too many people are attached to it. They're debating it. Okay, and the exposure is out there, but are you really attached to whether the earth is flat or if it's a globe? Do you really care? You know, people are more caring about sports. Okay, you type in NBA, look how many results we're going to get. 19 million. Okay, people are very attached to their leagues, okay? Very attached to the NFL, all right? 11 million results for the NFL. A lot of people are attached, okay? And not that many people want to realize that these leagues are controlled and rigged, okay? We're not getting enough exposure and people aren't talking about it enough, okay? That is why these leagues continue to do this, because they're making money in the process by doing it, okay? Because no one believes it. All right, so that's all I wanted to touch up on this video. But until then, you know, once we start getting more information out there, that's when this stuff is going to start to change. So I hope that happens in the future. And I appreciate you guys sharing my videos and commenting and, you know, just watching my videos. So I'll be back with some more. So comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you then.